Good evening, my friends, and welcome back to Juve Therapy, the channel for all Juventini around the world. If you are here for the first time, my name is Roman. I run this channel. Smash the subscribe button, of course, and like this very video. It would mean a lot because this is the content I create, and some feedback would be absolutely lovely. So thank you so much for watching this one. If you just joined, say hi in the chat, and I really want to see who is there for this Wednesday evening. We're going to stream just a little bit before uh, the Champions League evening. Of course, I'll leave you to the Champions League glory. Don't worry about that. Of course, Loretto is there and Ruffle is there too. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and joining this one. So yesterday we talked about Paul Pogba possibly coming back to Juve. Um, yeah, well, my take already is uploaded during that stream, of course. So please check that out if you missed that. Um, what else there to say about Paul Pogba? Nothing new, really. Nothing new. He really hasn't decided anything, it seems. So we just have to wait and see what happens. And luckily, it's not just only up to Paul Pogba to decide where he will be playing for next season. If it would be up to him, probably he would be end up in Turin. But luckily, it's not up to him alone. Reich is there. Welcome. Nice to see you, my friend. Long time no see. Steve is there as well. Pleasure, Steve. And Kavia also. So, guys, let's get to that. We talk Juve here, but also whatever pops into our mind. So, not just only Juve talk on Juve therapy. So, if you have any great ideas for this channel, my friends, do let me know. Tonight, as of course the thumbnail and the title of this video of this stream is already been, as you've seen, is already we're talking about Paulo Dybala and his potential renewal with Juventus, and the one we have been waiting for over a year, it seems. This thing has dragged on for too long, by both parties, it seems. And I don't mean Dybala directly here, to be honest. His agent is the one who takes care of the money business, and we had a complex overhaul in the management. Also, bear in mind the COVID pandemic, which saw our revenue cripple to the size of a mid-table club. So those are just some of the reasons as to why we haven't signed Dybala, but we are so much more. There's so much more than just that, So we are going to dig deep a little bit into why we haven't re-signed him yet, and of course, whether it will be good for him to renew with Juve or not, a bit later during this stream. So don't go anywhere. Of course, as I said before, not going to be there very long, so you will be able to watch the Champions League after this stream. Don't you worry. So that won't interfere with your. Well, hopefully Liverpool will gonna kick Merda's ass tonight. That's for sure. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Adam is in the chat. Nice to see you, Adam. Good friend of mine. An hour will run. I'll try. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that, but we'll see. We'll see. So, my friends, let's have a look at why this thing, the Dybala renewal, has been dragging on for so long. First and foremost, as I said, overhaul in the management means changes of priorities. With Arriva Bene arriving, uh, yeah, that's true, Steve. I also hate to cheer for Liverpool, but it is what it is. It's the lesser of the two evils, I guess. And with Arriva Bene arriving, guys, the clear goal is, as I said yesterday in my stream, to lower the wage bill by buying younger players on the cheap who can potentially give us some more income in the future. So the priority up until now has been exactly that. Dybala talks had to wait. I mean, Dybala and his agent, they did receive an offer, which apparently was rejected by his agent or Dybala. We will probably never know whether it was rejected by him or by his agent. Honestly, right now at this point, I simply do not care what happened and how it happened. Fact remains that it's only a couple of months before Paulo Dybala is available on free transfer to be picked up by anybody. But he's still with us for a couple of months, so let's see what happens. Second reason as to why he has been drafted for so long. I do believe it has to do with the injuries of Paulo Dybala. As soon as we start to enjoy Dybala and his potential, well, he gets injured for about 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and that doesn't help the negotiations, because um, how can you re-sign? How can you renew a player with such insecure future with injuries? Him being injury prone. This is why possibly also I said yesterday why possibly Paul Pogba isn't re-signing with United because of his injury history. And are they going to spend that much money on renewing his contract on the player who they are not certain of will be playing week in and week out? With Dybala in there, this also maybe in the same category. However, well, we'll come back to that a bit later this week, but I can already say now that Zaniolo is rumored to go to Juve, which will be a nice, you know, a backup, so to speak, to Dybala should Dybala get injured. Because right now, at this very moment, if Dybala is injured, who will replace him in that position? I don't see anybody who will be that good or that capable of supplying, well, the attackers, supplying Morata, supplying Vlahovic with passes, with crosses, with whatever silky skill they have. So there we go. That's just it. Um, yeah, injuries, and no wonder, my friends, that we were unsure where to give him a new contract. His agent asks for, because his agent asked for like 12 million or something, and what's up with that? 12 million for an injury-prone player. On paper, at least, that sounds a bit fishy. But of course, when Paulo Dybala is playing, when Paulo Dybala is showing his worth and is showing his true potential on the pitch. He is one of the best players for Juve. Unfortunately, it just the feeling at least it was before this, well, this January transfer market. They are just not sure whether Paulo can play week in and week out. So there we go. The injuries also played a big part into the fact that they haven't re-signed Paulo Dybala just yet. Uh, Agent thinks also he has the ball in his court because he bullies Juve into negotiations, I think, for just a couple of million. The agent has no counter offers as far as I can see. So he deals only with Juve. Um, and this leaves him with little to none leverage. So he pushes for a fixed salary, which is quite high in the COVID state, unfortunately. And but Juve's offer is much lower, and no other club offered what the agent wants for Dybala. So he sits there all alone with his arrogant approach and proposal to Juve, and that's it. So the arrogant proposal to Juve is like 12 million plus something else. And that was only because I think Cristiano Ronaldo arriving at Juve kind of sparked that thing. Agents start to think, Cristiano earns 30. Why should Dybala not earn at least half of it? So, and that kind of inflated the whole thing. So, yeah, with Cristiano leaving and COVID pandemic finally also kind of disappearing now, luckily, um, you know, we have to take a hard look at our finances and see, can we actually afford to go for 15 million? No, of course we cannot. We cannot go for the same mistake as we did with Cristiano, giving him 30 million and then basically, well, paying too much money, and what are we going to do with that once he's gone? I mean, yeah, the inflation of the wage bill is not a good thing. So, Alex in the chat, nice to see you, Alex. Rajib, my prediction for Villarreal Juve, I'm not sure. It will be very close games. This is Italian Eagle. Welcome to you, by the way. Yes, it will be a very, very close one. I do believe it will be a draw right now, but maybe we'll change. Maybe we'll change that prediction a bit later. We'll see. We'll see. So, another reason I think as to why Dybala hasn't renewed just yet is that he wasn't happy at Juve until now. And let me go into this. Well, so meaning the Cristiano Ronaldo exit, there is one. Because without Cristiano, What's gonna happen now? Cristiano is leaving the club. Man, how can we manage to win anything? The Champions League disappointments, of course, quarterfinals, out of the quarterfinals, 2 seasons in a row, I think. The nonsense regarding the Super League. I mean, all this noise, and of course his injuries, of course, the confidence of Dybala drops, all this nonsense and noise around the club, which, like it or not, can create some insecurity, I think, um, can affect players and their decisions. So Dybala, for one, I think was not sure if this Juve are ready to compete on the highest level, ready to win again. Or maybe they are done. Maybe those 9 Scudetti in a row, that's it. That's it. We're done. Juve will become more of a Roma now. That was, maybe this was the topic in Dybala's mind. Now we win 9 Scudetti in a row. Cristiano leaving. I don't see anybody coming in that can replace those goals. I'm always injured. I'm disappointed about myself. I don't know what to do. Should I renew? I mean, all this mental chatter going on. And that start to bug him. And maybe this is why also he wasn't exactly sure as to what to do exactly with his future. And yeah, with Pirlo coming in, barely scratching the top four, also kind of played a part. No. I did compare us to Roma. I said Dybala thought, maybe he didn't, that if Cristiano leaves us, nobody comes in. What's gonna happen? The club isn't this way. With the noise, the insecurity, we barely managed the top four. We are slowly might become Roma now. The mid-table club. The glory is gone now. I better leave before I want to win trophies. I want to win the Champions League. I'm not gonna do that if I'm playing for the club, barely managing top four. Basically being a Roma. Of course, of course. Those thoughts perhaps were in his mind. So yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. With this big player exiting the club just before the transfer market ended, and we had no replacement for him. I mean, Moise Kean is not a replacement. You know this. I know this. Let's be fair. So there we go. Insecurity around the future also was kind of playing a part into postponing these talks with Dybala. And you know, up until Dusan Vlahovic arrived, up until Zakaria arrived. Those two guys, and I think those two signings were so smart, especially Vlahovic. It was so smart because it helps, as I said yesterday, it helps so many players to unleash their skills. I mean, Morata much better on the left rather than as a target man, no question. Dybala finally gets his physical teammate next to him so he can create and do whatever he want to do. Um, just like he had with Mandzukic and partially with Pipita Higuain as well. Now there might be a positive future, and also Chiesa. Don't forget it. Might be a positive future for you because we mean business now, business. With Vlahovic in there scoring goals, hopefully, with Dybala finding his true self now once again, with Chiesa coming back next season, hopefully. Talks about Zaniolo. Zakaria looks like to be a good bargain. Locatelli finding his rhythm. De Ligt possibly renewing his contract. All this, why not to accept that? I mean, there is a positive future, but Dybala will have to be in that future. And I think he wants to be a part of that future. As a captain, remember, as a captain. Hmm? So there we go. Also, another reason, I have so many reasons. There are two more, I think. Reason as to why he hasn't renewed with Juve yet. Girlfriend, girlfriend whispering in his ear. Because Oriana previously expressed her discomfort of Turin. Remember that? Remember when she was like, "Oh, I think it's so boring in Turin," and that kind of, Dybala started also to think, all this crap with the top four nonsense, the Pirlos, the Sarris. I don't know what's going on. My girlfriend is bored in Turin. Of course, that plays also a big part. So maybe that affected La Joya as well. Who knows? And lastly, of course, the Champions League football. It may be really that simple. It maybe is really that simple for Dybala. He simply wants to be in the top, playing for his best club, wherever, and winning trophies. It's just as simple as that. Dybala was simply on the fence because Juve are far from securing the top four position, which gives, of course, the Champions League football. Could it really be that simple? Could it really be that simple? And he simply wants to win trophies, be it in Italy or be it in Europe. And with Pirlo in there, with Sarri, with nobody coming in to score the goals up until Dusan Vlahovic, of course, insecurity. I want to win trophies. Am I going to win it with Juve anytime soon? I want to win the Champions League, maybe. Better maybe go to, I don't know, somewhere else where I can get the money and play the top football and possibly win trophies, possibly winning the Champions League. Well, we are again welcome to the stream, and Steve. We're talking about the girl. Yes, who run the world, girls. Indeed. Should we make an offer for Icardi? Yeah. Let's talk about that another day. So what now? What now, my friends? I honestly think it's time. I honestly think it's time for Juve, not necessarily for Dybala now, because the ball has been in their court for too long. For Juve to decide what to do. Honestly, I think the agreement is just around the corner. I honestly do think that. Latest rumors are that the offer is 8 million. This is the salary, 8 million plus 2 million in bonuses, and the figures, those figures, Dybala and the agent are accepting at least. I think it looks that way. Welcome, Nicholas. Yes, thank you so much. I missed you too. Truly. So yeah, I think the agreement is imminent. Renewal is imminent. Yes, I do. However, what if it isn't? What if it isn't, my friends? And this is the big question. Big question. How are we gonna deal with that if it isn't? Is it gonna go to Merda? Imagine that. I've seen rumors that Dybala rumored to going to Merda. Imagine that. That would break my heart, actually. That would break my heart. But it is what it is. But he would be, as I said, the positives. And this is very important. Very, very important. If there's anything you want to take away from this stream, it's the following. The positives are there for Paulo Dybala if he stays at Juve. Why? He gets the captain's armband. Because Chiellini is sooner or later will be retiring. Maybe already after this season. I can smell it. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again today. I can smell that Giorgio Chiellini will retire after this season. Possibly the next one. If he retires, Dybala is next in line as he is the vice captain for the captain's armband. He gets Vlahovic next to him. Looks like to be the partnership for the future. Looks like they have something going on there. Looks like this partnership has potential. So we'll see. He gets Chiesa next to him as well. Hopefully just to the same level as he was before. Luckily now, these days, when you snap that ACL, you come back stronger than you were before. At least it looks that way. Previously, people were like, for example, Marquisio was struggling to get into full fitness after his injury, but with Chiesa, I kind of feel that he will be back. So he gets Chiesa next to him as well, possibly Zaniolo as a backup. Yes, the rumors are there that Zaniolo might sign for Juve for next season. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, if he's good enough or not. We'll have to look into that a bit later this week, maybe next week. Possibly a proper midfield behind him, because yes, there are talks about improving the midfield even further with a regista Arthur possibly not good enough. Maybe a true regista. I don't know. Maybe they are smelling something about Verratti. Maybe Jorginho. Who knows? Something is cooking, my friends. Maybe we see Fagioli, Rovella. Who knows? And he will be. And Paulo Dybala, and this is also important. Paulo Dybala will be the center of that rejuvenation of Juventus. And also, lastly, Juventini like him. Juventini love him. At least most of Juventini love Paulo Dybala. Why? Because he produces goals. He produces that X factor when he plays and when he plays well. And how will he play well? Well, it's all up to, of course, the players around him as well. Because this is the bad thing about Paulo Dybala. He only is as good as the player next to him. Unfortunately, Paulo has too few of those X factor moments recently. Right now, he needs comfortable environment around him in order to play well. And then the X factor, I think, will come. So everything is there for the taking for Paulo. The environment, he knows this. The coach, he knows him very well. Should he go to Merda, he will be hated for one. Should he go to Manchester City, Manchester United, you name it, new league, new language, he will be roasted. He will be murdered there, honestly. And don't even get me started on this, the financial part. Of course, he'll get more money and all that jazz. But honestly, if he goes somewhere else, he will have to restart. Because Paulo Dybala is a very special, a very intriguing player that needs special attention and special tweaks in order to make him work. And he gets it at Juve right now. I'm positive. Vlahovic, Chiesa, maybe Zaniolo, Morata on the left. We underrate Morata. Possibly is very underrated right now because finally he gets to play on the left, where he is so much better, I think, than as a target man. That pisses me off that he was playing as a target man. He was toothless, awful as a target man. On the left, he gets to run, he gets to work, he gets to exploit his power, which is his speed, and also the fact that he works now. He can work properly on the wing, which also creates space and creates possibilities and more chances to score for Paulo Dybala. So, I mean, seriously, guys, everything is there for the taking for Dybala. Should he stay? So, I see no reason for him not to stay. Let's hope that he will be staying, re-signing the contract for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't know. I honestly don't care because next year it's going to be so much better for Paulo Dybala at Juve. That's my opinion. Should he leave? Well, big question marks surrounding future for Juve because without Paulo, we need something else, and we need something else that actually works from the day one next season. And that would be very, very tough to find. Zaniolo, not exactly an improvement to Paulo Dybala, and well, his goals from Paulo will disappear, but Zaniolo is not exactly the goal scorer. So there we go. All right, my friends, let's see in the chat who is in there. Sorry, I wasn't able to look so much in the chat, just a lot of my mind. Smash a like, by the way, on this one, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Mirgan is in the chat as well as Naif, Edgar, and Alex. Boshini is back. Great to see you guys. So, Edgar says Chiellini is captain material. Let me highlight this one. Dybala is our most talented player, but does not have the mental strength or consistency to be a proper captain. That really is it. I don't think it's about that. We talked about this many times before. The captaincy is not exactly about leadership anymore. It's how many games you've played for Juve. The more games you've played for Juve, the bigger the chance that you will be the captain. That's it. So Quadrado is probably next in line because seniority. That's about it. That's all there is to it. He disappears when we need him most and drops his head. That is possibly a very constructive criticism to Dybala. I can agree with that, Edgar, for sure. And this is why I think that stronger midfield behind Dybala will also help Dybala unleash his positive offensive qualities. However, we kind of need to build the team around Dybala to make him click? And is this just too big of a burden for Juve management to, to find that perfect midfielder that can complement Dybala, to find that perfect striker that can complement Dybala, to find that perfect winger who can help Dybala develop? It's all about Dybala. It's as if without Dybala, Juve won't click. Juve will lose all the games. They will be relegated. They will not win anything without Dybala. Is it too much pressure on that boy? We give you Zakaria. We give you Arthur. We give you, I don't know. Please, Paulo, if you want Pogba, we'll get you Pogba. Just play well for us. Please, Paulo. But this is not the way it should be working, because once Paulo will be injured, and he will get injured, what do we do then? So yeah, there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance, and we have to be smart about it. And I think, however, of course, Vlahovic arrival helping Dybala big time, no question about it. But also with or without Dybala, I think Vlahovic is working pretty well. We just need a bit more consistency in front of goal, but that's a topic for another day. Nicholas says Zaniolo is not the same after his 2 ACL tears. That is true, but he could be a decent replacement. Yeah, and he's Italian and young player as well, so it also plays into our heads as to, well, homegrown player or whatever the term is. Rajib says you have to be consistent for the rest of the season, otherwise they will not make a top 4. I could not agree with you more there, my friend. Happy birthday to Bernardeschi. Yes, happy birthday to Bernardeschi, the Nokia himself. 28 years old, this Nokia model is now, and as well as Angelo Peruzzi, if I'm not mistaken, 52 years today, previous goalkeeper of Juve before Gigi Buffon and Edwin van der Sar. The goalkeeper who was in goal when we won the Champions League last time. Angelo Peruzzi is celebrating his birthday today, I think. 52 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Fagioli is the ideal regista, says Edgar. Super talent, but Allegri will not trust youth in that position. I wouldn't do that either, Edgar, to be honest. It's just too big of a jump for Fagioli from Cremonese, if I'm not mistaken, in Serie B to freaking top of the league in Serie A, and giving him that much responsibility. This is why Verratti avoided Serie A, as he will be loaned out all over or be benched. That is also a good point. With Verratti, played excellent yesterday. Will he be back in Serie A? Who knows? Will he be good for Juve? Should he arrive? Possibly. We don't know. Boshinho says Dybala in Pep's City would be the Ballon d'Or contender. Max harms his talent. I don't think Manchester City need any more offensive qualities, to be honest. They have so much. They could field 11 players on the pitch that could be purely offensive, I think the main issue with Manchester City, without me digging too deep into Premier League, is that the only thing that they do need is a pure striker. So Harry Kane possibly will be arriving after this season from Tottenham. Most likely. I will be surprised if not, because there were talks about it last season already. So if he arrives, well, that's what they need. That's it. They're winning the Champions League next season. I can see or maybe even this season. But you know what? Who cares about Manchester City? McKenny's there. Nice to see. I agree with what you're saying, but I feel he doesn't have as many years of top performance. We should move on, says Nayev. If this is regarding Dybala, well, yeah, it's a good point that he doesn't have many years of top performance. But then again, well, he still can give us at least 2, 3, 4 seasons. And that's it. That's what we need. That's what we need right now. And right now, it would be better for us to stay with Dybala, because he is such a delicate player, which we need him for the next season. We need Paulo Dybala for next season. If we lose him, where will the creativity come from? We do not have any creative player other than Paulo Dybala right now. Vlahovic is not a creative player. He is a tank all the way up front. And Morata is not a creative player. He's just a working horse. Everyone else out there, apart from perhaps Locatelli and Arthur, are workhorses. That's it. And Kies, of course, is injured. That's it. So we need that special something, that little crisp, some spice on top, and this will be Paulo Dybala for next season. And then we'll see what happens. I mean, Sule, Ake looks like to be promising. Those young talent coming up from the Primavera. What happens with Fagioli, Rovella? We don't know. Next season will be very, very exciting one for Juve. I have to say, I'm already excited about next season, and it's only February the 16th. Wow. I say we renew Dybala to make pure profit on future sale. Renew and sell him in June for big cash and make move for Joao Felix. Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one, Edgar. Prediction for Torino game on Friday. We'll talk about the Torino game tomorrow, Alex. Have no fear. Tomorrow, Thursday evening, we will also have a live. I'll try to be there on time as well at 8 p.m. Tomorrow evening, talking only about Derby della Mole. So we'll talk about that one without a doubt. Paulo is a goal scorer in Juve. He gets so deep for the ball and not having many attacking opportunities. That might change with proper midfield, however. We talked about this just earlier this stream. This was from Bochinho. So Pablo Carlos Miguel Lopez Villela, I love that name, is also in the chat. Nice to see you. So there we go, guys. I mean, what is there more to say? So right now, we do know that there is an offer on the table. I think that offer will be accepted by Dybala and his agent. I think they will resign. Whether it's a good thing, I do think it is. Granted, only if Paulo Dybala stays fit, but we just never ever know. So and I think Arriva Bene is smart about this, not giving him too high salary, too expensive for that wage bill. I think he will be staying just around 8 million a season plus 2 million in bonuses, and that's it. And if Dybala should get injured, they will have to find some alternative. Zaniolo looks like to be one option. Possibly we'll see Sule coming on a bit later this season and showcasing him a little bit. Maybe there will be change. Maybe there'll be another name that we have not heard about. There are some youngsters from the Dutch league, from the Bundesliga. But one thing is for sure, my friends. Once Dybala, because let's face it, my friends, he will get injured at some point during this season or next season, should he stay. I mean, what happens then? So we need a replacement for Dybala. We need alternatives because Paulo cannot. Without Paulo, who will create for us? So this is what they will also have to be looking for this summer. Looking at the alternatives as to how to create offensive opportunities without Paulo Dybala. Why did he change agent? What is it about the agent? I am not sure about that one, to be honest. I'm not sure, to be honest. The only Jose I have, of course, Juve player is Dybala, says Edgar. I like him so much. Well, there we go. Perfect Juventino example. Almost every Juventino has something to say about Paulo Dybala, whether it's negative or positive. And I have to say, there are mostly positives about, there are mostly positive Juventini around there surrounding Paulo Dybala. Paulo Dybala in Man City will have a proper midfield, but then again, Premier League, different league, crazier tempo, and of course, once again, new league, Paulo injury prone, not that environment that he probably used to at Juve. I don't know. And let's face it, my friends. Let's face it. Paulo Dybala will go to Man City. Period. And will not play consistently anyway. That's also for sure. So, and this is also a thing with Paulo Dybala who's quite interesting. If he goes anywhere else, where he will be guaranteed playing time. Juve, for sure. For now, at least. Unless they will suddenly cook something great and find someone who's better than Dybala on a cheap, which would be amazing. Impossible. What's Juve plan with Allegri, says Fazil. If Juve is going to commit long term to Allegri, they have committed to Allegri for 3 seasons, I believe. Like before, then Dybala for sure is going to renew. Yes, I also think that they both love each other. Well, yeah. I think it's okay. I think it's okay for Allegri that Paulo Dybala is renewing, and I think it's okay for Dybala that Allegri is there. But it just became so much easier for Dybala to accept after Dusan Vlahovic, after Zakaria, and well, imagine if Matthijs de Ligt also renews his contract with Juve. The rumors are there. Well, what's not to like? Stay, for heaven's sake, Dybala, and become our next captain after Giorgio Chiellini, unfortunately, retires. But time has come. Giorgio Chiellini will have to retire because his injuries are piling up now. And as much as I love Giorgio, well, time has come. Time has come, my friend. Just as it did with the Cristiano Ronaldo, sooner or later the time will come. The goat of the goats will also have to retire. So time flies, and Giorgio Chiellini, just around the corner, next in line, would be the last one who, yeah, stayed with us all the way through all those 9 Scudetti. So there we go. All right, my friends. Let's see who else we got in the chat. Rajib says that tiki-taka types of play would suit Paulo, Dybala, Pep City, or Barcelona. Honestly, if we're going to talk about Paulo Dybala and his qualities on the pitch, one of the weaker points I have with Dybala, and I've said this before, and I believe someone else in the chat previously mentioned that earlier, is that his first touch is very overrated. I still think that Paulo Dybala needs to work on his first touch, be it with the right foot, be it with his left foot. I still think that his first touch needs to be more positive, more productive. He uses 2 touches, 2 or maybe even 3 touches to get sense of the ball and where to play it. And in a tiki-taka type of football, the quick football, I don't think that's going to work. So for me, honestly, Paulo Dybala and the tiki-taka just don't fit together. And should he, of course, improve his first touch, under pressure, that is, well, maybe. But then again, he is already, 26, 27, 28, I'm not sure. So, yeah, this is one of the weakness for Dybala. His first touch, in my opinion. Also, his right foot, he has improved with his right foot, I have to say. But still, I want to see more goals with his right if he is to become the true goal scorer for Juve. Too easy to see that he will shoot with his left, cutting inside from the right, curling into the top corner. We've seen this so many times from Dybala. Too many, in my opinion. Too many. So I want to see more from the right, on the right foot, please, from Dybala. Then we will see more unpredictability. So there we go. What are the odds that in his late 20s, Dybala will develop mental strength at his late stage? I see no reason as to why not. Players mature, players get better mentally, smarter, more mature, as I said, and with that probably will come that mental strength, that capacity of enduring the difficult moments. Maybe. And that captain's armband might be just the thing that just pushes him over the edge. Could be. Prediction for Juve against Torino. DVL will have to take a look at this tomorrow, because tomorrow we'll go through the Derby della Mole. I'm going to preview that game live, of course, at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. So don't you worry, don't miss that. Unless he is Messi, I don't like any player who is too one-footed. Well, that's what I don't like about him too. Yeah. I mean, the best, absolutely best. Cristiano Ronaldo, 2-footed. I mean, 2-footed players are always much more difficult to stop rather than 1-footed player. That's the thing with Paulo Dybala, unfortunately. That's the thing with Dejan Kulusevski, Mr. Slim Shady. 2 left-footed. Just so left-footed. Arjen Robben, one of the few exceptions to the rule, you know. We know he cuts inside. We know he's gonna do that, but you can't stop him. That's the thing with that was the thing with Arjen Robben. You just can't stop him. You know he's gonna cut inside on his left, but it's just impossible. So that's the thing. That's the thing. The majority of players need to be two-footed in order to create, to score, to be excellent. But when Dybala is that kind of player that always hides on the right, cuts inside to the left, it's just too predictable. And he is, with all due respect, Paulo Dybala, you are not Lionel Messi. You're not that quick. You're not that good against one versus one to attack and score. So yeah, we need more flexibility from Paulo. See you, Alex. No worries, no worries. What if Renato Sanchez comes to you? Says DVL. Good question, good question. That would be very interesting. Maybe. Uh, just too expensive, but I'm not sure about the finances around that player. To be quite honest, Cristiano Ronaldo is a 1.5-footed player. Which means basically two-footed. He can strike a ball with his left, but not a dead ball, like a free kick or penalty. Well, let's not get into that, Edgar, please. The head could shoot free kicks with both feet, Trezeguet, too, and, well, Del Piero, and so on and so on. There are many great players who played with both feet, and no question about it. All right, my friends, there are 18 minutes, I think, before the start of the Champions League night. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this very stream. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, spread the word. We are going back up. Lost a lot of subscribers during my break, so we need to get back to where we were. Closing in, hopefully, on the 2,000 subscribers before the end of the season would be lovely. At the end of the day, though, it doesn't really matter because I'm just having fun doing this and looking at the chat and enjoying this evening with you guys. Irish Macbeth, pleasure to see you. And unfortunately, you're just coming back too late because I'm about to end this stream. Guys, enjoy your evening with the Champions League. I hope Liverpool smash Merda, even though I don't like Liverpool, but it's just one of the two lesser evils, so to speak. So there we go. Last question, last comment from Bochinho. As always, I would love to see Chiesa and Mbappe in the same team. Imagine those two on the wings and Holland as a striker. This team would be so great. There we go. All right. So enjoy your evening, my friends. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. See you tomorrow, 8 p.m. For the preview for Derby della Mole, Juve against Torino. And as always, fino alla fine. Forza Juve.